How does intellectual property affect 80s film remakes? Imagine watching a remake of a classic 1980s film and wondering how they got the rights to use those characters or stories. Well, that's where intellectual property comes into play. It's like the rulebook that protects the original work and guides how it can be used again. When a studio wants to remake an 80s film, they need to get permission from the original rights holders. These rights are protected by copyright law, which gives the creator or owner exclusive control over reproducing, adapting, or distributing the work. This means they can decide if a remake is allowed and under what conditions. Sometimes, rights holders can choose to reclaim their rights after about 35 years through copyright termination rights. This has caused some legal battles because the original creators or rights owners can block remakes or negotiate better deals once their rights are back. For example, if a famous 1980s film is up for a remake, the original writer or producer might want to be involved or get a share of the profits. This legal process keeps everyone in check and makes sure the original creators are credited and compensated. Characters from 1980s movies are also protected under copyright. If a remake wants to use a well-known character, they need to get permission or create a new version that doesn't infringe on the original. This limits how closely a remake can follow the original, especially if the character is central to the story. It's a way to prevent copying without permission and to encourage fresh ideas. For studios, owning the rights to a popular 1980s film makes remaking it less risky. The familiarity of the story and characters can attract both nostalgic fans and new viewers. They often bundle rights to maximize profits, making it easier to update the story with modern technology or new actors while still riding on the original's popularity. Culturally, intellectual property laws help preserve the legacy of 1980s films. They ensure that original creators get credit and money, even as new versions are made. This balance allows filmmakers to revisit beloved stories with new twists, technology, and cast, keeping the 1980s spirit alive for today's audiences. Producers must carefully navigate these legal rules when planning a remake. They need to secure rights that cover not just the story but also moral rights, screen credits, and merchandise. These details influence how the remake is marketed and how much of the original's integrity is kept or changed. In the end, intellectual property shapes how 1980s films are remade by controlling who can use the stories and characters, protecting creators' rights, and making sure the cultural impact of these movies continues. It's a key part of why some remakes feel respectful of the past while still feeling fresh and new.